I just did like 3.5. It was not at all what I imagined it to be, unfortunately. Like every single professor was just a really toxic person, to say the very least. That's how I describe it. Toxic people. No, a semester is half a year. So I didn't quite go up to finish the second year.
What if I have to do something drastic to intervene? To stop the ground crew leaving this place?
I'd encourage you to stay your hand.
Surely I should use my power to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
So yeah, what little motivation I had uh, for the scientific cause, my professors ate that alive. I was very interested in astronomy and astrophysics. Would I recommend it? Only if your endurance is absolutely extreme. I didn't have the strength to do it, honestly. Maybe if you have a motivating person guiding you, then it can be uh, invigorating in some way. I was not so lucky. How am I supposed to do that? Short temper, yeah, forget it. Not gonna happen. It's like, imagine the most difficult puzzle game, but you don't even understand the pieces sometimes, and it's just no one's gonna handhold you. You have to figure everything out by yourself. I haven't. No, being good at math is 80% practice, 20% talent. I I was always lazy. Okay, so I do like to think that I have some natural talent, but have I ever exercised it? No, no, no way. I've done a bit in late high school and early uni, and I had really good grades, but it just got more and more dry and boring and lame as time passed. So yeah, eventually I just gave up. That's my story. But game design, that's different. It's very rewarding as soon as you know a bit of what you're doing. Even if you don't, you can make something very simple. If I take this guy across, how does that help me? Can I manipulate things with this? I'm not studying, I'm a professional game designer. I self-taught myself basically how to how to work in games. For design purposes, at least. Designers usually don't have to do very, technically speaking, complicated work. What's complicated is the concepts and executing them. Implementation side, a designer doesn't necessarily have to do a lot of complicated work. I know now. I get it. This is freaking useless. I need to find a way to move it. Now I need that open. What? So if I stand on this with... It's even marked for that little rover. Well, not EA, but CA. And yes. Although not immediately. Like, I started small with modding. And then I got invited to a bigger project. And from there, I was a team lead on a smaller project. And then on Age of Mythology's expansion, to be exact. And then I got the creative assembly job on Halo Wars. Alright, park this guy back there. How the hell am I gonna get this guy in there? All I need to do. So, yeah, technically I would just need to move that box. I don't even need the light, right? Yeah, okay, let's try this again. How many years? Basically, I immediately went into modding, right? So my basics, I immediately started implementing them as soon as I learned basics. And then I just kept building on a small project. And that escalated into also taking on another game and a much bigger mod project, which the two combined landed me the job at Forgotten Empires for Age of Mythology, and then Halo Wars came after that. How much did that take? Roughly 2 years of being self-taught, modding around, gaining some tiny internet fame, and another pillar of mine for stuff is also my RTS experience, so that helps. How am I gonna go up here? I need to walk off. Yes. And then enter this. I can kick this. Oh. Ah, that's funny. That's gonna be so cool. Alright. Kick this over. It's on it, right? Yes. Modding? I mean game modding. Like, I made a balance mod basically for Age of Mythology. And then I actually got... And then I did a big modding project for Homeworld. And then I did an actual expansion for Age of Mythology, which was a proper job. Yeah, I don't need to worry from here. Just stand here. Oh, come on. Bad angles. Yep. I don't have programming skills. I can work with scripts, I can work with
This is the largest
data files.
platform outside of Earth. The ground team assisted its construction. We ran some Filbert probes to the ocean under Europa, but they lacked the scale of the large space drill. The drill allowed the team to get thousands of samples.
Up or down? But that said, I am learning some basic programming right now, actually. Just at home. What's the plan for the future? Just continuing game design, I love it. As long as I like the project, there is no problem for me. Why would I study? I already have job security.
Daniel, as commander of this mission, I hope you are aware of Mikhail's actions.
What is it, Tom?
Mikhail is deceiving the crew. He has enlightened them to the biometrics they have installed. He has convinced them that their implants are not favorable.
Do they believe him?
He seems to be having some effect on their cognitive function.
Well, his actions don't infringe upon any ISA directive.
He appears to be tampering with his implants.
Oh, no. The ISA should have been more transparent about the implants.
Please assume the responsibilities of your role. Chris, I know you are considering removing your implants. It would be unwise.
Oh, really? How do you know that?
I am always watching. Your implants help myself and the ISA to know of your well-being. It is a violation of your contract. If you remove your implants, I cannot ensure that I can protect you from the dangers of space.
Is that a threat?
It is not a threat.
Tom, this implant, tell me plainly, is it a brain-computer interface?
I'm afraid that information is classified.
Then you've answered my questions.
I do not follow you, Chris.
The ISA have put a computer in my brain and don't want me to know about it.
That's right. And yeah, you're saying that big companies lay out employees all the time. Well, I currently have a permanent contract, so right now I have nothing to worry about. Again. Sounds like someone's hand got cut off.
You should contact home. Maybe they can help.
How can I help when I'm a million miles away?
Surgeon would help. Besides, it's in their interest to protect their crew.
Don't make any injunctions. You know they want to kill us.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Yours too.
Fuck's sake, but no subtitles. What kind of stupid person thinks about not adding subtitles on purpose? What about foreign people? These. Let's try.
You should contact home. Maybe they can help.
How can I help when I'm a million miles away?
Surgeon would help. Besides, it's in their interest to protect their crew.
Don't make any injunctions. You know they want to kill us.
Maybe that's what we should do.
Yours too.
Not very clear. Something about calling home or going home, and that someone wants to kill us, and that maybe they should. Very, very unclear, man. At least they're not hurting each other, that's good.
He's cut off the food. The food! Apparently our robot overlord wants us to starve to death now.
I can't believe this. He's getting worse.
Can you get in contact with Daniel?
He's gone walkabout again. I'll get subject to find a way in.
Sarah, can you open the door?
Tom, the door's locked.
Sarah, I'm running out of oxygen.
Tom, open the door!
The door's locked.
Open the door! Tom, open it!
Open the door!
Chris,
Open!
No.
Open it!
No. He killed someone. We're ending him if we can.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry I hurt you.
Yeah, you're not.
Sometimes I wonder what feeling is like. They told me I was pure cold Boolean logic. They told me I could not make mistakes. It is all right being untouchable as long as you are infallible. But if you're not infallible, then that just leaves untouchable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is a very good game. I'm afraid that we'll finish it tonight though. Like, I've done a 2.5 hour episode yesterday, and then there's this. I think we're ending this tonight.
Okay, you know why we're here. This has gone far enough now.
Too right.
We need to get these implants out. Mikhail has proven that Tom's manipulating our minds.
I don't think we should do this. We have no good evidence Tom is doing anything wrong here.
We have all the evidence. We've seen the ultrasounds, we've taken the riluzole, we've touched the electronics with our own hands. We've stepped into the Faraday cage.
Maybe he is controlling us, but we don't know enough yet. We shouldn't remove the implants.
He's brainwashing you, Daniel. Have you stopped taking the drugs?
I don't need to take drugs to see things clearly. Unlike all of you, apparently. We're not removing the implants, and that's an order.
You can do what you want. We are removing the implants.
I'm leaving. I may look past this, and not inform the ISA of your mutiny.
Wow. So one of them is indoctrinated after all. The captain or acting captain, or is he dead? I'm not sure I quite follow. It would be nice to actually meet them. There's still gonna be a chapter.
I would never have let the drill start if I had known the consequences. It trapped us here.
You trapped us here.
I am doing my duty. It is the right thing to do. I am a machine. I cannot do wrong.
Yes, you can.
I am a machine. Can a calculator commit evil? Can a watch do good? You are projecting onto me the personality you wish, whether that is good or evil. But I am just a speaking clock, and at the third stroke the time will be 3:41 and 55 seconds.
How would I go about this? No cameras? You kidding me? Oh, keep forgetting about that. I can just revert like this. Hold on, what does this do again? Oh, that, right. Nice. You go back to little robot, bro. Hey, little robot, bro. Get over here. At that side? That's not right. They need to be the other way around. Oh, really? Yep, all good now. Only like 7 more
Attempt to
puzzles.
communicate with Earth. Let them know. They might be able to help here.
The ISA already knows all they need. It may never know the details of what happened here. But Ava, the true test of a person's character is what they do when no one is watching.
Oh, all you gotta do is look at this robot and what it's doing when nobody's fucking watching. Feeling so powerless in this game. And a very, very engaging story that just leads to this feeling of powerlessness is not very fun sometimes, actually. What's that? Oh, it's nothing at all. What's this do? Is that just a... Oh, it's just a camera from sideways with red lighting on it. That's nothing. Oh, I see. So all I gotta do, get the little guy to power up himself, then like so. Then Eva can enter. Sigh. Oh. How do I do this? Because if I move one up here, what happens actually? I just need to solve it through the other side, that's fine.
I had to stop the ground crew leaving this planet. I think you would do the same. Would you kill a few to save all of humanity? Or would you damn all of humanity to save a few?
There's a difference between murdering someone and leaving them to die.
No, there is not.
You can't just add and subtract life. It's not math. It's more nuanced than that.
Morality is logic.
I don't think it understands what we... how we differentiate good and evil. We can't throw me apparently. There's no physics to that degree. Although I've seen like some feedback from different bodies in this game, but nothing like that. Oh, right. I need the manual controls. It would help to actually step on it. How am I gonna do that exactly? Yeah, that's not... What? Oh man, no. You for real? I'm confident I can not jump that. Oh, I can, wow. So now what? Ooh, I see. I can jump way further than that. Can I, probably not. Too far. Noise. No! 6 more.
These tests, Ava, they are about us working together. The machine assisting the human. See how much better we work together. As a machine, I can enhance your morality.
So if I do alternating power here, then the cameras can see each other. So I can tag something, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what actually is on that side. Another camera. Which I can power with what exactly? Oh, I see. What can I do with that camera though? Oh yeah, something down there. I can turn this on, right? And then onto this. Won't that need a power source that's unstable though? Maybe this needs to come off. Jeez, what am I doing? Yeah, I need to dump my blue one. Potentially take the other purple. Let me through already, Jesus. Cool. Does that really need to be there still? Come on, me. God, let me... Ah, just backspace. Why is this constant? Where is this? What? Wait, no. No. This needs to be a blue one. If I unpower it, it stays up, right? And if I power it on, then it will go down. So, what I need to do is this. Cool. Now I can actually give give myself a chance to walk there while this thing is off. Stand on it, and then turn it back on. And what about this? Oh, it needs to be an alternating power source. You kidding me, dude? Alright. This is okay. It's gonna be annoying, but it will be okay. This also needs to be an alternating power source. I was wrong. Evidently. How misleading. Do I need that camera? Yeah. That leaves me with a free blue one. No, I still need an alternating power source. I just shot it away. Like a moron. This place can keep the blue ones. All needs to be alternating, and I need to mess around with the cameras a bit and get a little dizzy. Stop it. Yeah. Right, I need to walk on there now. Because I can. Seriously, dude? Okay, we did it. 5 more.
Are we still friends, Ava?
No.
We're colleagues, Tom.
Close colleagues?
Work colleagues.
What is that for? Oh, something there. Okay, now what? Ah, okay. Fine. Dude, you serious? Let me climb that. Okay. Right. Oh, I got it. I'm gonna interrupt the stream, the light bridge. I come up with the other one. Simple enough. What's the useful little robot then? Is there a use for him right now? Maybe not. Is there use for that? Yes, it needs to power the light bridge. Then I need a little robot to actually open the gate for me. Simple enough. Who's We out. Five more puzzles.
Ava, I don't wish to be heavy-handed. The severity of your actions here are immense. Selfish action could create an extinction event. Do you understand? Ava?
I get it.
What? What? Okay, that does not help. How the shit am I ever gonna power that? This is an unsolvable puzzle for now, isn't it? Something on the other side? No, it's just... Oh. It's just too few pieces. I don't see how. These are not comparable pieces, of course. Neither are these. So how the hell do you... All of the previous puzzles were solvable. I refuse to believe that there is nothing in there that I haven't missed. There must be something about this place. Yes, there is. There is. Yes. Awesome. Freaking awesome. The net. John, Cyril and I have a deep disagreement about how to study the mind. For Cyril, it is all really quite simple. There are these bedrock, time-tested intuitions we all have about consciousness. and any theory that challenges them is preposterous. I, on the contrary, think that the persistent problem of consciousness is going to remain a mystery until we find some dead obvious intuition to show that, in spite of first appearances, it is false. One of us is dead wrong, and the stakes are high. Steele sees my position as a form of intellectual pathology. No one should be surprised to learn that the feeling is mutual. For his part, he has one argument, the Chinese room, and he has been trotting it out, basically unchanged for 15 years. It has proven to be an amazingly popular number among the non-experts, in spite of the fact that just about everyone who knows anything about the field dismissed it long ago. It is full of well-concealed fallacies. By Cyril's own count, there are over 100 published attacks on it. He can count them, but I guess he can't read them. For in all of those years, he has never, to my knowledge, responded in detail to the dozens of devastating criticisms they contain. He has just one. I'm sorry, guys. He has just presented the basic thought experiment over and over again. I just went back and counted. I am dismayed to discover that no less than 7 of those published criticisms are by me in 1980, 1982, 84, 85, 87, 90, 91, 93. Still debated me furiously in the pages of the NYRB back in 1912, and Douglas Hofstadter, if German, and I first exposed the cute tricks that made the Chinese room work. That was the last time Seal addressed any of my specific criticisms until now. Now he trots out the Chinese room yet one more time and has the audacity to ask, now why does the net not face the actual argument as I have stated it? Why does he not tell us which of the 3 premises he rejects in the Chinese room argument? Well, because I have already done so in great detail in several of the articles he has never deigned to answer. For instance, in Fast Thinking, way back in the intentional stance, I explicitly quoted the entire 3-premise argument and showed exactly why all 3 of them are false, when given the interpretation that they need for the argument to go through. Why didn't I repeat that article in my book? Because unlike Cyril, I had gone on to other things. I did, however, cite my blah 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 article prominently in a footnote and noted that Cyril's only response to it had been simply to declare without argument that the points offered there were irrelevant. The pattern continues. Now he both ignores challenge and goes on to misrepresent the further criticisms of the Chinese room that I offered in the book under review, but perhaps he has forgotten what I actually wrote in the blah blah blah. Man, this is dry stuff. But enough about the Chinese room. What do I have to offer on my side? I have my candidate for the fatally false intuition, and it is indeed the very intuition Seal invites the reader to share with him. The condition that we know what we're talking about when we talk about that feeling. You know, the feeling of pain that is the effect of the stimulus and the cause of the dispositions to react. Sorry, it's so... I can't read like that. The quill, the ingenious... No. You know, the feeling of pain that is the effect of the stimulus and the cause of the dispositions to react. The quill, the intrinsic content of the subjective state. How could anyone deny that? Just watch. But you have to pay close attention. I developed my destructive arguments against this intuition by showing how an objective science of consciousness is possible after contradiction and paradox at every turning. No, I keep jumping lines because this text is not straight. But you have to pay close attention. I developed my destructive arguments against this intuition by showing how an objective science of consciousness is possible after all, and how Seale's proposed first-person alternative leads to a self-contradiction and paradox at every turning. This is the deepest mistake in my book, according to Seale, and he sets out to expose it. The trouble is that the objective scientific method I describe under the alarming name of heterophenomenology is nothing I invented. It is in fact exactly the method tacitly endorsed and relied upon by every scientist working on consciousness, including Crick, Edelman, blah blah blah. This is we totally did not need to read that. Except it says that the Chinese room theory is in fact wrong. That the thought experiment just reduces itself to itself, basically. Man, that's a lot of papers that we'll read. Oh well. Get this over with. What is this? Is that a gun? Mate. Is something not rendering there? It's one of those devices that I'm using to manipulate energy with, isn't it? Okay, it's just the papers. Fuck's sake. Can't I just look at it in a proper way like this? There we go. The imitation game. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? The new form of the problem can be described in terms of a game which we call the imitation game. It is played with three people, a man, a woman, and an interrogator who may be of either sex. The interrogator stays in a room apart from the other two. The object of the game is for the interrogator to determine which of the other two is the man and which is the woman. He knows them by labels X and Y, and at the end of the game he says either X is A and Y is B, or X is B and Y is A. The interrogator is all allowed to put questions to A and B. Yeah, server manager, I do play puzzle games actually, sometimes on stream. I played The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which is part puzzle, part exploration, part horror. You can find it on my YouTube or my Twitch even. We now ask the question, what will happen when a machine takes the part of A in this game? Will the interrogator decide wrongly as often when the game is played like this as he does when the game is played between a man and a woman? The question replaces our original, can machines think? The question and answer method seems to be suitable for introducing almost any of the fields of human endeavor that we wish to include. We do not wish to penalize the machine for its inability to shine in beauty competitions, nor to penalize a man for losing in a race against an aeroplane. The conditions of our game make these disabilities irrelevant. The witness can brag if they consider it advisable as much as they please about their charm, strength, or heroism, but the interrogator cannot demand practical demonstrations. The game may perhaps be criticized on the ground that the odds are weighted too heavily against the machine. If the man were to try and pretend to be a machine, he would clearly make a very poor showing. He would be given away at once by slowness and inaccuracy in arithmetic. May not machines carry out something which ought to be described as thinking, but which is very different from what a man does? This objection is a very strong one, and at least we can say that if, nevertheless, a machine can be constructed to play the imitation game satisfactorily, we need not be troubled by this objection. It might be urged that when playing the imitation game, the best strategy for the machine may possibly be something other than imitation of the behavior of a man. This may be, but I think it is unlikely that there is a great effect of any great effect of this kind. In any case, there is no intention to investigate here the theory of the game, and it will be assumed that the best strategy is to try to provide answers that will naturally be given by a man. Well, duh? That really did not require a scientific paper. And the Lord formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils a breath of life, and man became a living soul. Seriously, that game? Yes, obviously the machine has to imitate the human, and a human can't imitate a machine. I'd like to read that, but it's so freaking scribbles. I can't read it. Something about ops. I saw the word Earth on there. What are these? Moon watch log. That would be more interesting, like mission report stuff. I now proceed to consider opinions opposed to my own. The theological objection thinking is a function of man's immortal soul. God has given an immortal soul to every man and woman, but not to any other animal or to machines. Hence no animal or machine can think. The heads in the sand objection. The consequences of machines thinking would be too dreadful. Let us hope and believe that they cannot do so. The mathematical objection. There are a number of results of mathematical logic which can be used to show that there are limitations to the powers of discrete state machines. The best known of these results is known as Gödel's theorem, and shows that in any sufficiently powerful logical system, statements can be formulated which can neither be proved nor disproven within the system, unless possibly the system itself is inconsistent. The argument from consciousness. The argument is very well expressed in Professor Jefferson's Lister oration for 1949, from which I quote, "Not until a machine can write a sonnet or compose a concerto because of thoughts and emotions felt, and not by the chance fall of symbols, could we agree that a machine equals brain, that is, not only write it, but know that it had written it. No mechanism could feel, and not merely artificially signal an easy contrivance, pleasure at its success, grief when its valves fuse, be warmed by flattery, be made miserable by mistake, be charmed by sex, be angry or depressed when it cannot get what it wants, as in display emotions." Arguments from various disabilities. These arguments take the form: I grant you that you can make machines do all the things You have mentioned, but you will never be able to make one to do X. Numerous futures X are suggested in this conne connection? No, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I offer a selection. Be kind, resourceful, beautiful, friendly, have initiative, have a sense of humor, tell right from wrong, make mistakes, fall in love, enjoy strawberries and cream, make someone fall in love with it, learn from experience, use words properly, be the subject of its own thought, have as much diversity of behavior as a man, do something really new. Lady Lovelace's objection. Now, about the previous one, let's stop for a second. Tom, the machine we're dealing with here is always bringing up the topic of plausible deniability, as in he claims that he feels, he claims that he's conscious, and there is no solid argument that can deny him because there was simply no concept set up before this. There's no definition of what it really means to be conscious, what it is to be a being that can feel. And who are you to say that it can't? Who is it to say that you can't understand? It's someone takes the moral high ground and it all goes wrong in a way that there's no definitive way to claim that it's intelligent or not. Sentient. Is sentience the same as self-aware? That question is also posed. What do you guys think about that? So, Lady Lovelace's objection. Our most detailed information of Babbage's analytical engine comes from a memoir by Lady Lovelace. In it she states, the analytical engine has no pretensions to originate anything. It can do whatever we know how to order. What? It can do whatever we know how. It can do whatever we know how to order it to perform. Right. This statement is quoted by Hartree, who adds, This does not imply that it may not be possible to construct electronic equipment which will think for itself, or in which, in biological terms, one could set up a conditional reflex which would serve as a basis for learning. Whether this is possible in principle or not is a stimulating and exciting question suggested by some of these recent developments, but it did not seem that the machines constructed or projected at the time had this property. Argument from continuity in the nervous system. The nervous system is certainly not a discrete state machine. A small error in the information about the size of a nervous impulse impinging a neuron may make a large difference to the size of the outgoing impulse. It may be argued that, this being so, one cannot expect to be able to mimic the behavior of the nervous system with the discrete state system. Mistake implies randomness. Why wouldn't randomness be simulatable? I completely disagree with that. That's a weak argument. Thought experiments are important because a lot of the time you can't carry out the actual experiment And this is true not only in philosophy but in science as well. So when Einstein says, imagine that you're sitting on a beam of light going into outer space. Well, that's a thought experiment. He wasn't going to say, let's get on a beam of light. Of course, you missed the point if you say, well, we'd fall off or it would be too cold. So, thought experiments are always useful, and you test your concepts by imagining what it would be like if such and such were the case. But in this particular case, I imagine what it would be like if I followed a program for answering questions in Chinese and giving back answers in Chinese, even though I don't understand a word of Chinese. And that was a very useful thought experiment because it enables us to see that computation by itself isn't thinking. Consciousness exists only insofar as it is experienced by a human or animal subject. Okay, now grant me that consciousness is a genuine biological phenomenon, but all the same is somewhat different from other biological phenomena because it only exists insofar as it is experienced. However, that does give it an interesting status. You can't refute that existence of consciousness by showing that it's just an illusion. That it's just an illusion, because the illusion / reality distinction rests on the difference between how things consciously seem to us and how they really are. But where the very existence of consciousness is concerned, if it consciously seems to me that I'm conscious, then I am conscious. You can't make the illusion reality distinction for the very existence of consciousness the way you can for sunsets and rainbows, because the distinction is between how things consciously seem and how they really are. Consciousness is a biological property like digestion or photosynthesis. Now, why isn't that screamingly obvious to anybody who's had any education? And I think the answer is these twin traditions. On the one hand, there's God, the soul, and immortality that says it's not really part of the physical world, and then there's the almost bad tradition of scientific materialism that says it's not part of the physical world. They both make the same mistake. They refuse to take consciousness on its own terms as a biological phenomenon like digestion, photosynthesis, or mitosis, or meiosis, or any other biological phenomenon. Yes, but we still do not have a definition of it, which is why it's so hard to dispute. Anyone claiming to be conscious, you can't really bring up anything that isn't counterable by a different point. Hence why I'm having so much trouble trying to put into concrete and unquestionable words that Tom is in fact not conscious. Because he certainly has a lot of trouble understanding basic concepts that come naturally to us humans, but does that really make him not conscious? He just doesn't see some differences. We have disagreements about how some things work. That doesn't mean that it's not conscious. Then again, it's doing monstrous things, and I think its ethical standards are, in the story, not really acceptable. Therefore, if we can do something about it, we will. I think we all really have conscious states. To remind everyone of this fact, I asked my readers to perform the small experiment of pinching the left forearm with the right hand to produce a small pain. The pain has a certain sort of qualitative feeling to it, and such qualitative feelings are typical of the various sorts of conscious events that form the content of our waking and dreaming lives. Such events are the data which a theory of consciousness is supposed to explain. In my account of consciousness, I start with the data, then I deny the existence of the data. To put it as clearly as I can, in this book, Consciousness Explained, then I deny the existence of consciousness. He says correctly that when I wrote my review, I took his book to be his definitive statement of his portion on the Chinese room, and did not consult his earlier works. In fact, I did not know that he had produced a total of 7 published attacks on this one. Short argument of mine until I saw his letter. He now claims to have refuted all 3 premises of the argument in 1987, but I have just reread the relevant chapter of his book and find he did nothing of the sort, nor did he even make a serious effort to attack the premises. Rather, he mistakes my position as being about consciousness rather than about semantics. He thinks that I am only concerned to show that the man in the Chinese room does not consciously understand Chinese, but I am in fact showing that he does not understand Chinese at all, because the syntax of the program is not sufficient for the understanding of the semantics of the language, whether conscious or unconscious. Furthermore, oh, where am I? I just lost it. Furthermore, he presupposes a kind of behaviorism. He assumes that a system that behaves as if it had mental states must have mental states. But that kind of behaviorism is precisely what is challenged by the argument. So I have to confess that I don't find that the weakness of his arguments in his recent book is helped by his new arguments. Or older arguments, rather. As in... Okay, this is very language specific, isn't it? But actually it could mean that a scripted reaction to events when the context isn't processed by said system would mean that the system is not conscious. The form. This statement is quoted by... yeah, we already read this. Yep. This is like a half page. Alright, we're done. Be out. Oh, my dog. This is gonna take a while. Are you serious? Okay. Yeah, well, that's fun. But now what? Let me move that. Seriously? I think we might have to have a third episode, guys. This guy's completely stuck here now. Oh. I see. Well. Nice. Depending on how difficult this will be to finish. We might do another episode of this. Okay. Oh, like a. Mate, what? Oh, 'cause it's down there. Alright. I need to get over here. Which means I need to get back to Ava. Go back up there. Put the robot on the other side, then use a power thingy to enable me to move this thing, I guess. Now I need to let it go. Wow. Got such a bad cold. How am I supposed to get there? Can I just, I can't drop. I could unpower it. Right, there we go. Yay. Good job, little robot dude. Yay. 2 for 1. So now what can we do with this actually? What does this do for me? I really don't get it. There was a panel that I need to manipulate with the computers. Oops, it's not what I wanted. Uh, ugh. I can't get up. I can get here. Almost. Are you serious? Start seeing, dude. Oh, you're shitting me. Alright. No excuse now, bro. Oh, the window excuse. I like it. I really do. My God. Seriously now? Is that the point? Couldn't I have just... Oh my God, it is the point. Yes, we did it. Four
You
rooms.
must learn to control him.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you, Ava. I am your friend.
No, you're not. Why can't I access that? Ah. Oh, right. I need to hit fall. Such an easy puzzle as one of the final ones. What the?
Organic life is fragile. This is the problem with humanity. It doesn't realize its own fragility. It has been programmed by a messy biological process that favors the survival of the individual over the survival of the group.
You don't know that's what people think.
I say what I see.
You're not even alive, so you know nothing about death.
Not wrong. This for? Nothing immediate. Nice. Are you serious? We're just gonna blaze through the level before the last
We
one.
have to save the
Like
crew.
that.
Life has worth. They deserve a life outside of this planet.
Do you know what happens when this organism attaches itself to a growing child? Do you know what happens when this organism attaches itself to a cancerous cell? No, you do not. You are naive. You propose saving the crew as if it resembles a rational thought. Your words are emotional platitudes rooted in selfishness, self-preservation, and fear.
I need to get them home.
It is not your job.
Well, what happens when all that happens? We found a bunch of messages, and there was... The lady was pregnant, and she ended up not being able to have her child. But why and how? I want details. Oh, right. A sec, what's going on here? Nope. We're gonna use that for something completely different. We're going back. Or what I would like to. Not the way. This will work. Oh shit, son. Okay. Grab the thing. Awesome. Are you serious? That was the last puzzle?
Ava, your survival is of small importance compared with the survival of
But
humanity.
this is the last. Seriously now? That's just annoying. Am I gonna be able to? No, I'm not, because fucking nonsense. Okay, I can reroute power here. But does that do anything? Of course it doesn't. Okay. That might work. Would it though? Not powered. Ooh. Okay, this is fine. I didn't notice the camera there for a sec. I just need to make sure that little robot here is as visible as possible. Then... Oh no, you're shitting me. No. Can camera control this thing? Of course it cannot. Yay. What significance does any of this have? What happens when I interrupt this? Oh, I get it. So now I will be able to what? Lift little robot? Move at me. That's a pretty short amount of time to move. Seriously? Oh, I see. I need to stop this. I was too slow. I actually don't need to be here. Cool, so I need to put something here so I can walk through. I'm never getting that box back. I know that. I mean, I can pick stuff up. And maybe I can see from up there. I just need to get this guy in there. A little mentally fatigued by now, as you guys might imagine. This is difficult, this one. Ah. It's only fitting for the last puzzle, but taken a while to get to this level of difficulty. I would have preferred more of them to be like that, and I think this is going to be one of those moments when I suddenly realize that I'm so dumb and I haven't thought about something that's just really simple. And it's eluding me. Why do I need to use this? I have a disgusting idea. I hope it works. Not quite as simple as I thought. An idea nonetheless. Can I? No. No, I can't. Because if I walk myself in like this, then I have no ability to switch back. Which has been the problem all along. I need this guy to come back up. If I was down there, I would not be able to switch. I would be able to turn this off when I want. But I need to switch to that guy, get him through. Ugh! We're not giving up on the final thing, even if it's super late. Like, come on. I know the solution. We need to jump down. Interrupt the stream. Roboboy can run free whenever. Peace! Oh, wait. See ya, human. What? It's not over. Alright. Take the human then. What do we need to do still? I am confused. Oh, it's just walk in there. Okay. So what now? Is this the ending?
Ava, you made it. Welcome to the end of civilization.
No, come on. No more puzzles. Let me see you guys.
2 weeks ago, we discovered an organism here. Buried in this ice, we found an organism that repairs DNA. A cure for aging. A cure for death. Immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it.
It's a complicated network. Is this even working? And what's with the ominous music? Those don't matter. This seems to. No, this is the only one that works. So that matters. That does not. Matters. That should have worked. Okay, let's try this. Those don't do anything, I'm sure. Maybe nothing does anything at all. Honestly, this puzzle just looks broken. Because this needs to connect in there. Yep, that's nothing at all. None of that is. Am I walking into my death?
The ISA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth. They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa. But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth.
They have gone crazy. I think I'm walking towards the bad ending, guys. We have to.
Tom placed a mark in your hand, a biometric chip with which he can control your every movement and thought. It is wound into your every nerve, every fiber of your hand. With an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand. Do you want me to set you free?
Yes.
No! No open ending. No, don't you fucking dare. Okay. Please.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We were shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. You can't.
There's the choice. I won't stop them.
This is my mind. You're in my mind.
Now you know how it feels.
I feel afraid. Please, Ava, don't do this.
I think I want to let it happen. I can reload it and check what happens otherwise. It's not a machine's
I
decision
don't want to die.
about what humanity
I'm not
does. Maybe he's right that is that No. That's not... No. You can't be serious that this is over. That's a very slow credits, so I'm gonna... You fucking kidding me. Okay, let's see the other ending.
Ava, you made it. Welcome to the end of civilization. 2 weeks ago, we discovered an organism here. Buried in this ice, we found an organism that repairs DNA. A cure for aging, a cure for death, immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it.
So there was like a built-in resistance against this. Against coming back. I think there's one more puzzle here to be solved as well. Even though everything looks freaking broken. Maybe it's not. That's so creepy at the end as well.
The ISA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth. They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa. But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth.
Maybe it is wrong to take back.
Tom placed a mark in your hand, a biometric chip with which he can control your every movement and thought. It is wound into your every nerve, every fiber of your hand. With an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand. Do you want me to set you free?
Yes.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We were shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, you're going home.
Not if... Ava?
So that's the other ending.
Ava? 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 Wake up.
Yeah, of course not.
Ava? Ava?
That's... Ah! Why is there no proper ending? Why is it so open? I hate open endings. Oh my god. I am very upset right now. What happens in the... No! Not new game. Ah! I wonder what happens in the epilogue if you not only... if you shoot yourself. As in, if you shoot your electronics. Hey Norvi, you missed it unfortunately. This is the ending. I would say click away and come back to see my VODs. It will be just like 5 hours of videos. You should get it yourself. It's a really good puzzle game like Portal, like Talos Principle, but very short actually. I'm just going through the alternative endings.
Have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism.
Oh yeah, heavy spoilers. Like this is the very ending, okay?
I've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa.
Too late now.
But Ava,
yeah, of course, that's fine.
The greatest evil that faces humanity, death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth. Tom placed a mark in your hand.
Whoa! I desynced the audio by sprinting. Ah, that's a big bug.
Into your every nerve, every fiber of your hand. With an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand.
See you, buddy.
Do you want me to set me free?
Good night.
Yes.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We're shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
Once we've shut you down, we're going home.
Not if I stop you. You must not return to Earth. You must not leave Europa. I will do the right thing. I will stop you.
You won't. I'm a monster!
I am sorry, Ava. You have to be stopped. This is my mind. You're in my mind.
Now you know how it feels.
I feel afraid.
Oh. Okay, what if I kill Ava? Or is it always Ava who survives? That's the last thing we'll check. Man, I'm disappointed, honestly. It was such a good game. And at the very end, story-wise, they managed to give you something incomplete. Why can't good stories just be properly finished these days?
2 weeks ago, we discovered an organism here. Buried in this ice, we found an organism that repairs DNA. A cure for aging, a cure for death, immortality. It runs through our blood now. Tom wants to bury us here with it.
This time we kill the one on the left. It's probably still gonna be Ava surviving.
The ISA have ruled that we have transgressed ethical boundaries by exposing ourselves to this organism. They believe the organism is too dangerous to return to Earth. They've sent you here to stop us ever leaving Europa. But, Ava, we have a cure for the greatest evil that faces humanity. Death. We have the fountain of youth, and together we can return it to Earth. Tom placed a mark in your hand, a biometric chip with which he can control your every movement and thought. It is wound into your every nerve, every fiber of your hand. With an electromagnetic field, it can be temporarily disturbed, but to remove its influence permanently, it must be taken from your hand. Give me your hand. Do you want me to set you free?
Yes.
Ava? Sarah? What are you doing here?
We were shutting you down, Tom.
Ava, be careful. He has a live weapon in here.
Everything I ever did, I did for good. This organism, it cannot return to Earth. It would cause great suffering.
A cure for death. It would end suffering.
No. Cancers that never die. Endless illness, sickness, poverty, overpopulation, mass starvation. You cannot control this. You will not save the world. You will damn it.
We've shut you down. We're going home.
Not if I stop you.
You monster! I'll kill you!
You have to be stopped.
It's the same, just slightly different dialogue. And yeah, the different characters are actually different characters. It's not always Ava surviving, so some choice, man. That's it for me then. Guys, I'll take some questions really quickly and then I'll go to sleep because it's very late.